Ngayon, nag-check ako sa PAL. Kung babiyahe ako ngayon ng Hong Kong, ang babayaran ko 7,717. Pag pupunta akong Taiwan, ang babayaran ko 7,147. Pero kung uuwi ako ng Davao, 10,250. Bakit ganun ang diferensya? Local lang na biyahe yan eh. Itong mga abroad, bakit mas mura? Can you give us an explanation? Bakit mas mahal ang local kaysa international? Porque mataas ang competition doon, magpababa sila. Dito, porque monopolize nila ang market dito sa Davao, dito nila babawiin. Kawawa naman kaming mga taga Davao. O yung Pilipino. Di ba? Dito mo papawiin yung losses ninyo doon sa competition sa abroad. Dito nyo babawiin sa amin. O ano kayo, hindi kayo Pilipino? Philippine Airlines ang pangalan ng eroplano. Cebu Pacific, Cebu.
Support to the DOTR budget. They have been kulang pala budget. Dagdagan pala natin. Sana dun sa flood control may maambunan sila ng additional budget, lalo sa right of way. May problema palagi sila sa right of way issues for the rails. Sec, excited lang kami sa Bukidnon dun sa airport namin. Alam mo, malaking issue na yung mga amendment. Yan, amendment ko yan. And I will die defending that amendment for my airport. Many of those who've been there, these guys for a long time, they know that since time ni Tatay Digong pa yan, we started that, and I think we're about to end. Just maybe you can give a confirmation, Sec, na we can turn it over by middle of 2026, na yung full runway na po. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair, no, we're committing and we're targeting the 2026 a full runway. But again nga po, no, tulad po ng sinabi nyo, umingi kami ng budget for Bukidnon, but iba yung parang nabawasan pa yung NEP natin. And it's a 50. It's a 50. 150. Pero pinagtutulungan po namin with CAAP kung ano yung pagkukulang po natin doon sa pondo so that we can achieve the target na 2026 yung runway po. At again, yung mga ganito pong pagkakataon, it will not only be part of the initiative of the Senate po, pero sa amin po manggagaling, it's a department initiative. Doon po namin na talaga kailangan namin yung mga ganitong proyekto. We're going to identify at ibibigay po namin sa Senate para kayo po ang sumuri at maglagay po ng karapat-dapat na amount if necessary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, Mr. Chairman, low-lying fruit na yan, nandyan na yan. I mean, the President can turn that over at least during his stint. He'll have one brand new airport. Hindi pa yata siya nakaka-turn over ng brand new airport yet. So, meron na ba?
Mauuna kami.
Antique?
Oo.
Maliit lang naman yung antique po.
Sec Lopez,
Malaki.
give us, first time I meet you now, no? Give us your honest to goodness assessment. And I'm proud to say that was a congressional amendment. Maybe 10 years ago, every year ina-amend ko yung budget because kung kusa naman sa NEP, wala naman mag-iisip sa probinsya namin. Puro talahib. Tapos sabi nga nila, kambing na lang daw ang ilagay para kainin yung talahib. Hindi naman ako mapayag ng ganun. Kasi 3 oras kami mula sa Iloilo, tapos 6 na oras mula sa Katiklan. Ito nagkaroon ng opportunity for air travel ang mga tao. Nanggaling kayo doon or maybe some of your people. Give us your honest assessment. Of course, hindi naman ako nagpatupad. Ako lang ang nag-envision with the OTR CAAP, sila po ang nag-procure at nag-bid and sila po ang nagtayo. Oo. So how is it going? And we're scheduled, the President is scheduled to inaugurate it within the last quarter of this year. Sec Lopez.
Opo, Mr. Chair, tama po kayo. Last Saturday, I visited po, supposedly I'm going to visit Masbate and Iloilo. So I decided na dumaan po sa Antique Airport sapagkat narinig ko po na merong inauguration either last week na October or it will be moved mid-November. Maganda po yung ating airport at kung mabanggit ko lang po, Mr. Chair, sabi ko nga po, nung binisita ko yung Antique Airport, it was procured during my time as BAC Chairman 2017. Opo, so nakakatuwa naman at makita mo na yung pinocure nyo. Usually di mo makikita yung nung nakita po namin At maganda po, as a matter of fact, I was with Yusek Jim Sideonco and DDG Danjon for the amount of the PTB, which is I think passenger terminal building, I think in the amount of 83 to 85 million. We can, it can be a template for other airports for that 750 square meters and one floor yata na square floor area. So it can be a template na kapag may ganito kang ABC o budget, ito yung maaasahan at makikita mo na PTB po. So maganda po.
I didn't even know kayo yung back nun. Yes, I don't even know who implemented it, but very good. So I'm happy. Pero yung runway po, hindi kasing haba ng runway ng Bukidnon. Oo, di ba? Ilan to?
Mr. Chair,
1.7.
nasobrahan na yata yung tanong. It's my time today.
Oh, last na. Ganong kahaba po yung runway? Sorry.
Ngayon po, I think it's 1.6 o 1.4. Pero by December, may tinatapos po, nakita po namin, kaya po ng 1.8 by December yung runway. Lalakihan na po.
2.4 yata kami. At 2.1. Ano tayo, pang A320. Yung sa inyo ma'am, pang turboprop. Pero okay na yun.
Nipid, hindi ko naman alam yung ganon.
It's okay ma'am kasi mas malapit na naman yung
Oh, sige.
Antique to
Okay,
Manila. So you don't need a jet. So we're just waiting for that good news, Secretary. Sabihin mo na rin sa committee kung hindi talaga kayang mahanap dun sa within the budget of the DOTR because we really would like to be able to have the President inaugurate that project. Tsaka naging matagal ng project na ito. So since the distinguished lady senator was the one who first put an allocation of 600 million for that. Yes, amendment. It's an amendment, Your Honor. Insertion is a bad word. So it's an amendment. It's what you call an institutional amendment. So my last point na lang, Mr. Chairman, because I know meron pa kaming dalawang senators here, Senator Bato and Senator Bongo. Yung akin lang po is, in all my discussions with the different departments, particularly the DBCC, I always stress a point, Secretary, that one of the lowest lying fruit that the country can utilize for additional income is tourism. Lagay na natin po, right now, the Philippines were losing ground 19%. Wala na nagko-compete. As a matter of fact, yung mga kaibigan ko sa Arms Corps na gumagawa ng bala, they stopped shipping bullets to the US because they cannot compete anymore. So and so on and so forth. Furniture manufacturers, yung gumagawa ng yung pottery barn, they used to make it here. Now they have to look for clothes to build it in the US or in other countries that have lower tariff. So manufacturing wala na, export wala na. May plano pa si President Trump na yung 100% tax on call centers and 100% tax on yung Texas Instruments, yung mga chips, semiconductor chips. Pag nalusot yan, wala na talaga tayong export. So, what we can do is import tourists. Right now, nalampasan na po tayo ng Cambodia. We used to be higher than Cambodia. Pre-pandemic, we were about 5 to 6 million. Cambodia was 4 to 5 million. Now, baliktad na po. We are now 4 to 5 million. Cambodia is 5 to 6 million. We are now at the top of the second rank. Kasama natin po is Myanmar, Laos, ano ba yan, yung East Timor, kawawa naman po, Brunei, kawawa naman po ang Pilipinas. Now, with that said, it's a total experience. Alam naman natin, hindi kaya ng DOT. I say this because the DOT is limited in funding. And even if the Secretary Duque, Secretary Frasco pala, Secretary Frasco, has a budget for information and ads for the Philippines, it's an experience. So if they land here, na talagang sama ng experience nila sa airport pa lang, lahat ay talagang kawawa po, walang babalik dito sa atin. By word of mouth, we are doomed. I'll give you an example. Over the summer, after the elections, I wanted to treat my staff, personal ko pong treat sa kanila, Hindi po namin ginamit yung opisina. Personal ko pag-tweet sa kanila. I wanted to take them to Siargao. What happened was, it was more expensive to buy tickets and reservations in Siargao because, I don't know why, napakamahal. Umabot na lang po kami sa Taiwan, 50% po yung cost. It was gonna cost us this amount in Siargao, half the price Taiwan. And it's come out already that they're bypassing the Philippines as a tourism destination. So number one complaint is high ticket costs. I know Siargao, they're complaining, Cebu Pacific, nandito doon sa DBCC, si Decgo nandyan. Ang sabi sa amin ni Decgo, sa problema, ang airport maliit, kaya ganun. Gumanyan siya. Ibig pa sabihin, turboprop mahal. Because they can only carry, I think, 30 passengers or 40 passengers, and the fuel is so expensive. So, what is the course of action there? Sana po, yung DOTR can appeal to the President and the DBM. And alam po nandito si Mina when we discuss this. You choose the top 10 tourist destinations na kulang yung airport. Top 5 lang eh. Kasi tapos na po yung Palawan, maganda na yung Puerto Princesa, maganda na yung Bohol. It's a template also. They get flights direct from Korea. Maganda na po yung Cebu, of course, has always been there. But for example, El Nido, Coron, Camiguin, which we're already funding, Camiguin now. And Siargao, please. Kasi yung Siargao talagang the airport there, when I went the last time, we stayed in Siago. The problem was kuryente, tsaka yung airport. Yung airport, yung banyo nasa labas ng airport. It's an outhouse. Ang laki-laki ng spider. Ay, walang gustong magwiwi doon kasi laki doon ng spider doon pag nakita nila. Yung sa Bisaya, damang. No, it's called damang. Sa amin sa Bisaya, yung Bisaya dito. Yung damang, yung malalaking hairy spider nandun sa loob. Ganun ang banyo doon sa Siargao, sa labas. Unless nasa loob ka ng terminal nakaliit-liit. Yung terminal kasing laki lang ng kwarto na to. So, I'm appealing to the good gentlemen and women of the DOTR. Alam po ni Sec Vince ito. I mentioned it to him. If we get 1 million tourists spending only $1,000, that's already $1 billion for the economy. 1 million at 1,000. How difficult is it to get 1 million tourists to the Philippines? It's not difficult. Cambodia is doing it. But we have to give them the good experience that they feel in other countries. And one of them is the gateways, which are the airports, the seaports. So I would like to wrap up by saying I already have a budget, Your Honor, dun sa Camiguin Airport. For me kasi, I'm from Region 10, that's Northern Mindanao. Meron ko po yung nilagay na budget dun sa DPWH for the runway. Now, we need to add to that because or else mapipigil yung project. With your permission, Chairman, kung makahanap tayo ng budget, magbigay din tayo dagdag doon sa Camiguin at syempre dagdagan natin yung sa airport ng Siargao. Di ba po, Mr. Chairman? Because if you've been to these beautiful islands, we can compete. We can compete with Tahiti. Kung pumunta po kayo sa White Island, Camiguin, ay sana may pakita yung picture. Para kayo nasa Tahiti, nasa Mauritius, mas maganda pa. Pero yung turboprop lang pumupunta doon, Secretary. You have to ride to Cebu and then from Cebu to Camiguin. No tourists will do that. They only want at least 2 flights. So when you go to Manila, then you go to the destination. Ayaw po nilang Manila, then 2 flights pa, Cebu, and then Camiguin. It's really a deterrent for any tourist to go there. Kaya sana we can build the airports that are already 2,000 meters long yung runways para makaland yung A320s. Tapos yung complaint pa, yung for example, yung Balisin, yung I think even the airports in basta lahat daw ng turboprop, yung Coron and El Nido will take off na from Clark kasi ayaw na po ng MIA. Yung bagong management ng MIA, ayaw na po nila ng turboprop. Pagka ganun po, I'll tell you, next year 3 million na lang tourist natin. Talagang pababa yun. Kasi nobody will, hirap na hirap nga tayo pumunta ng Manila, ng Makati, ng BGC from the airport. Pupunta pa tayo ng Clark. Diyos ko po, kawawa naman yung mga turista. No tourist will go from Manila to Clark if there's no direct flight from Clark. Kawawa talaga yung mga destinations na yan. They will see a sharp decline in tourism arrivals. So I think it should be an all government approach. I think we should all help each other. And I think when there are proposals to move these airplanes to Clark, I think the DOTR should say, "Oh, sandali lang kasi paano yung tourism? Don't wait na for the DOT to react because we can see it in the numbers. Sila mismo, Secretary Ralph, told us the tourism numbers are declining. So we just have to think out of the box and we have to think progressively. Kasi kung hindi, I've been saying this, bukhang bibig ko po, pasensya na lang, ako po yung naging broken record. Sayang yung tourism. It's a low-lying fruit. I don't know why we can't propose to increase the tourism arrivals without the creation of these new airports, the repair of these old airports, wala po mangyayari sa atin. Yun lamang po, Mr. Chairman. I hope I can get a comment lang from Secretary that he can give his support to these tourism, of course, tourism sites. Hopefully, the airports can be finally refurbished.
Yes, Secretary Lopez, yung pong yung concern of our majority leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Tama po kayo at mas palalakasin po namin ang pakipag-ugnayan namin ng convergence namin with the Department of Tourism. But just a couple of things po sa Siargao, no? Tama po kayo, mataas po ang pamasahe sa Siargao. Kaya po nakiusap tayo sa PAL, at least for the PAL leg, no? Nung first week ng September, ang maximum fare po ng one way for Siargao is 17,500. Nung tayo po ay nagipag-usap sa PAL, naibaba na po yan sa 11,500 for one way. Kailan po mangyayari ang 11,500? Ibig sabihin ho, kapag parang ngayon, napag-isipan mo pumunta sa Siargao, bukas ka bibili ng ticket mo, malamang po 11,500 po yan. But that's the cap already. Hindi na po tayo abot na 17,500. At tama rin po kayo na isa sa rason kung bakit mahal ang Siargao kasi maiksi ang runway. Tama po kayo. If it's a smaller runway, propeller lang po ang pwede dyan. That's more or less 70 to 90 persons as compared to jet na abot ng mga 200. Again, the allocation of costs will be limited to few compared to jet po. Ang ginagawa naman po natin ngayon, ang CAAP, they're doing this expansion of runway. May dalawang anggulo po kasi yan. Yung kabila sa may nakatingin tayo sa bundok. Dito naman, may problema tayo sa mangrove. Pero we're both in coordination with DNR po. Yung sa, hindi ko alam kung paano natin matatapyas yung sa bundok dito, pero para mas tinitingnan natin yung mangrove. Pangatlo din po, pagdating sa ating passenger terminal, tama po, napakaliit ang ating passenger terminal sa Siargao, can only occupy 250 packs at any given time. Ongoing na po ang pagpapatayo ng bagong terminal ng CAAP. It's called modular terminal. And by second quarter of 2026, no, kaya na po tayong ang pasahero po dyan. We can accommodate 750 packs at any given time. So yun po yung mga update.
Sir
Yes,
Jeff?
after tanong lang ako, Secretary Lopez, ano po yung room for expansion ng Siargao? Like sa runway ang dilemma nyo kasi nakaharap siya sa bundok. So can we still expand and accommodate A320s later on o talagang hanggang turboprops lang ang kaya ng Siargao?
With the kindest permission of the chair, may I defer it to the technical experts po.
Tapos he said na ba ito? Yeah. Yes, Kaap, General De Rosario.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Chair. For Siargao, may obstruction talaga na hill sa isang side. Sa kabilang, sa opposite side naman is yung mangrove.
Bird strike. So ano yan, sa mga bird strike.
Saka yung DNR requirements, protected kasi yung mangrove, massive yung mga dadaanan. But initially, yung modular expansion, just to increase the capacity ng passengers. Pero talagang ang tinitignan ng study is yung another airport, new location. Mr.
I think yun at siguro, just like in any other places, pag may mga obstruction talagang new location.
Yes.
So before we continue, no?
Mr. Chairman, just really quick, just a follow-up. Problema lang kasi, Director General, yung new airport, it takes us, as my experience, it's been
Tagal.
8 years na. And 8 years na pong hirap natin doon. So, I'm only talking about Siargao. Sa Camiguin, we ended up going with the new airport kasi wala talaga tayong magawa kasi bundok nga yung volcano tsaka dagat. So we were able to get the new property, di ba, Director General? And we're now building the new airport for Camiguin. Pero for Siargao, hindi ba maayos natin yung sa area lang ng mangrove? Ilang meters na ba yung sa Siargao, Director General, more or less? 1.6? Ilan na ba yun?
Magandang hapon, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right now, Siargao Airport is a length of 1,400. Yes, sir.
You have to
meters.
add 600
And
meters.
then there is
at
plan and study undertaken by the IFC to extend the existing runway to accommodate at least 1,800 meters, just like what Senator Legarda said, Antique.
Pwede na ba pag
1,800?
1,800, pwede na bang A320 dyan?
Siguro, sir, sa practice po ng Katiklan, it's only 1,800.
Yes.
Opo. Under short haul, pwede po siya.
Yes.
Pwede
Yan ang
siya.
maganda kung madagdagan natin at least ng 400 meters pa
Yes, sir.
extension.
Opo.
So yun lang siguro sa
Yes,
Chairman,
Sir.
baka yung sa
So-
Siargao kasi that's a priority tourism site eh. Grabing Siargao, daming turista.
Anyway,
Chairman.
it's 2:39. We plan to finish by 3 o'clock. We plan to finish OSEC by today. We have Senator Bato and Senator Bongo. And then tomorrow the other agencies to. But siguro kung meron pa tayong mga questions sa OSEC. Senator De La Rosa, you're
Thank you, Mr.
recognized.
Chairman. Susugan ko lang yung tanong ni Majority Leader kanina. Itong, kung explanation nyo bakit mas mahal, dahil nga yun, turboprop, kukunti lang pasahero. But I'm going to give you an example. This is not Siargao, this is Davao. Na pwede itong mga, ano yung double aisle na PAL na bumabiyahe doon, malalaking aeroplano. Ngayon, nag-check ako sa PAL. Kung babiyahe ako ngayon ng Hong Kong, ang babayaran ko 7,717. Pag pupunta akong Taiwan, ang babayaran ko 7,147. Pero kung uuwi ako ng Davao, 10,250. Bakit ganun ang diferensya? Local lang na biyahe yan eh. Itong mga abroad, bakit mas mura? Can you give us an explanation? Bakit mas mahal ang local kaysa international? Meron ito correct me if I'm wrong, meron nagsabi sa akin na kaya daw nagmahal yung kuha natin dito dahil sa bagong management ng privatization ng NAIA. Dahil masyado daw mahal ang bayad ng mga airlines diyan sa bagong management yan. Mahal daw ang bayad. So, can you clarify on this? Dahil parang mas pinapahirapan natin yung tao pumuntang Davao kaysa pumuntang Hong Kong.
Mr. Chair, with the permission, may I just ask for the Civil Aeronautics Board, the CAB po. They're in charge of the airlines and the fare matrix of our airlines po.
Yes, Cab, actually we wanted to ask for you itong mga concerns na ito with Cab. But sige lang, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, Your Honors. Mr. Chair, yung fares po kasi ng ating mga airlines, marami pong factors, no? So, hindi lang po talaga siya sa cost. Tama po kayo, marami pong lumilipad sa Davao. Hindi ito limited sa turboprop operators. Marami rin po dyan ng mga jets na lumilipad. Pero kasama po dyan yung market po kasi parang ang nangyayari po kasi sa aviation, ang mga airlines po nagsiset ng fares for the whole of their network. So ibig sabihin po, nako-cover po ng mga pamasahe na yan. Nababalance po yan ng mataas na fare at mababang fares. So somewhere in between po nagkakaroon ng balancing po yung ating mga fares dahil po may iba nakakabili ng mas mahal, yung iba po mas nakakabili naman ng mas mura. At naisispread po yung costing or yung tinatawag po yung pagpa-pricing nila sa buong network po ng operation nila kasi hindi naman po lahat ng sector na nililiparan ng mga airline ay kumikita. So para pong binabalanse po nung mga pamasahe na yan sa iba't ibang lokasyon po.
Kaya nga, pero kung binabalansin ninyo, bakit ganun palagi? Mas mura ang Hong Kong, mas mura ang Taiwan. For a long time na yan, since nagkakaroon ng bagong management yung NAIA. Ay, nagulat na kami, bakit ganito kamahal ang bayad ngayon pauwi ng Davao? Cagayan de Oro. Ewan ko, kung binabalas nyo yan, bakit dapat nagbabago? Minsan magiging mahal ang Hong Kong, maging mura ang Davao kung yan ang explanation mo. Pero ngayon, consistent eh. Talagang mahal talaga umuwi ng Davao. Kaya nga, imbis na uwi ako, hindi na ako uwi. Dito lang ako magstambay.
Apologize ako dyan, sir, kung
Hindi,
hindi
hindi.
po kayo
Yeah,
nakaka...
please help us provide the answer so that the people, hindi lang naman ako sumasakay ng eroplano pa uwing Davao. Lahat tayo, kung mabiyahe tayo dito, gumagamit tayo ng eroplano. So, i-explain natin sa taong bayan bakit ganun. Ganun kasi na-discourage tuloy yung taga Manila. Tanungin mo, uy, punta kayo Davao, Kadayawan Festival ngayon ng Davao. Para makatulong naman kayo sa tourism namin doon. Sabihin ng taga Manila, bakit ako puntang Davao? Hong Kong na lang ako, mas mura pa. O punta na lang ako ng Taiwan, mas mura pa, abroad pa. Bakit ako puntang Davao? So we are killing our tourism industry if that policy is not being intervened or checked or whatever. So tingnan natin. Tingnan doon nyo. Anong maganda explanation sa taong bayan? Bakit ganun? Thank you.
Mr. Chair, ano po, yung sa international po kasi malaking bagay po dyan yung competition din na nanggagaling sa ibang carriers, sa mga foreign carriers po. So, yun pong, halimbawa po, ang Philippine Airlines lumilipad sa Hong Kong at meron din pong Hong Kong carriers na lumilipad po. So, yung
So meaning, porque mataas ang competition doon, magpababa sila. Dito, porque monopolize nila ang market dito sa Davao, dito nila babawiin. Kawawa naman kami mga taga Davao. O Pilipino. Di ba? Dito mo papawiin yung losses ninyo doon sa competition sa abroad. Dito nyo babawiin sa amin. O ano kayo, hindi kayo Pilipino? Philippine Airlines ang pangalan ng eroplano. Cebu Pacific, Cebu. O bakit ganun ang... ako ko ha, tulungan daw nyo kami mag-explain sa taong bayan. Bakit ganun?
Sige po, Your Honor. Siguro po, Your Honor, kung papayagan po kami magkaroon ng pagkakataon po, may explain po yung mechanics ng pricing po ng mga airlines. Kasi tama po kayo, medyo mahirap po kasi siyang maipaliwanag sa isang upuan ng mas
Yes, prangkahin nyo daw ako.
Apa.
Nag-contribute ba dito sa biglang pagtaas ng pricing ng ticket yung bagong management ng NAIA? Dahil sabi, mga eroplano, yung mga maliliit na eroplano, nag-alisan na sa NAIA eh. Doon na sa Clark, kung saan sila, Batangas. Dahil ang mahal daw talaga ng singil ng NAIA sa kanilang paggamit ng NAIA. Dahil prangkahan tayo, Secretary.
Mr.
Ganun ba
Chair,
tumaas dahil nga bagong management?
Mr. Chair, I don't think so, Mr. Chair. Kasi tulad ngayon po ng halimbawa nyo po kanina, kung ito pong mga ibang eroplano, mga airlines, nanggagaling naman po lahat yan dito sa ating pangunahing paliparan, ang NAIA. Eh kung nasabi natin na itong parang Hong Kong Air, babaya sa ibang bansa at mas mababa yung presyo, at itong Davao na itong PAL na manggagaling din sa NAIA natin na mataas ang presyo. So I think it has nothing to do with the current O&M, but more of the fare matrix, kung paano ginagawa yung fare matrix po. At tama din po kayo na kami po sa kagawaran ng transportasyon kasama ang CAB, kailangan namin i-monitor at kailangan namin ipaliwanag sa publiko kung bakit ganito ang mga presyo. And salamat po for raising that issue. At kakausapin po namin ang CAB and the PAL if there's a need for us together with the Airlines Association to sit down with, and again, with the public so that they can basically explain the breakdown of their costs vis-a-vis their profit margin. We're going to do it po, Mr. Chair.
Tama, because you are there to regulate the airline industry. And by regulating them, you have to prioritize yung ating mga sariling mga kababayan na sana tayo ang magbe-benefit through your regulation. Next question, yung Mindanao Railways, I understand marami na kayong nabayaran doon na mga lupa, yung road right of way. Anong plano nyo doon gawin kung hindi matuloy yung Mindanao Railways? Ibalik natin sa may-ari yung mga lupa na yun o ano?
With the permission of the chair po.
Please go ahead.
Your Honor, for Mindanao Rail, tama po kayo na meron pong previous version po yung Mindanao Railway Project. Kaya lang po yung supposed po na mag-fund ng project po ay hindi nagka-agree po with the Philippine government. Ngunit ganun pa man po ay ina-update po ngayon sa kasalukuyan ng feasibility study po ng Mindanao Railway para po sa susunod na pagkakataon na merong interested na mag-fund po ng project natin ay updated na po yung mga feasibility studies. O kaya't naman po yung right of way na nabili po ay gagamitin pa rin po para sa susunod na version ng project at kinonsider po yan sa pag-update po ng feasibility studies.
With the permission